Hey there, this is David Hull again. This is part 2 of Mozart a la bass guitar, how it's done. So I hope you enjoy this. Once again, you can pick up the tabs in the sheet music notation at www.dhamusic.com. Alright, we're going to get started on the very next section after what I finished off at on part 1. If you haven't seen that, I go over all the basic tips. Go back and review that, and come back and I'll kind of show you this time a little bit about what's going on the fretboard. It's basically it's just all these notes. Yeah, it's all these notes compiled into one song. Obviously, that's what a song is. So, but what you have to do with bass, since it's not originally written for bass, it's a little bit difficult to wrap your fingers around it. So what I'm going to do here is kind of show you how to logistically get around the notes. The section I'm talking about is that part. It's all tabbed out on the sheet music and everything. So what I'm doing is there are melodies in this song where you can't just play it on one string. Generally, bass lines aren't like that anyway. I mean, if you can learn this, then you're probably at a point where you can actually play walking bass line or whatever. You're using multiple strings no matter what you're doing. So basically, that right there is pretty straightforward. Now right here, this is where it gets a little bit complicated. Now I am using just one string for this melody, but I'm switching hands. I tapped the A up here, and then I tapped this, but that's not part of the melody. So it's A, G, E. But at the same time, the melody is A, G, F. So those notes kind of clash, but they work because they're part of the song. What I'm doing is switching which hand is doing the melody. So this right hand is doing the melody there. Left hand is doing the melody there. This particular section is just one example of it throughout the whole song. I'm gonna come out with more sections on this, but I'm not going to go through each and every one of these things. So that's an important thing. Learn that. It's just using the entire fretboard in both your hands. Basically, at the same time, you're using them independent of each other and dependent on each other, because the melody wouldn't happen if I was just using this. Now, I could do that, but it's just a little more comfortable for me to, believe it or not. It takes a lot to work it out, but actually it takes a lot to kind of wrap your mind around it, I suppose. But it's not that hard once you get used to it. So it just takes a lot of practice. And there you go. Going on. Once again, it does the same thing. I'm playing that with the right hand, and then this with the left hand. Okay? And then back to the same section we did in the part 1. With just a couple tweaks. That section is kind of fun. I had fun learning that section. Now, it's just tapping right here. Straight tapping, no trickery. But right here, it does another one of those switcheroos. Now, the left hand is playing the melody note. So right hand is playing the C, which is the bass line. Now I'm dancing around just 3 strings right here on this little tiny section. It ends up on the A, octave A's. But the thing is, with this section, there's a lot of octaves, and they're jumping. It's, I can't remember what it's called in classical music. Not an Alberti bass line, but something like it. But all it is just... Essentially, you can look at it like a melody, I suppose, a changed melody. It's not what's written as the melody, but... That's actually what it is. Together, I mean, you heard them separately, now here they are together. A lot of stuff, it takes a lot of practice. So, there you go. All right. Before we go, I'll give you a little sneak peek into the next section. It's kind of a fun one. It's just, actually, it's a lot of syncopation. No, like if you have tapping down, no trickery. Basically no crazy stuff, and I say that, but definitely pick up the sheet music. It's all there, and yeah, I will see you next time on part 3. We'll start moving a little quicker next time, so prepare yourself. Alright, thanks a lot, and join me next time. Alright, see ya.
A song so sad, so simple, so long ago with us upon his knee.